Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on The Flash Season 8. So over the past couple of weeks, as The Flash has returned from its break that it was on over the New Year's, holidays, Christmas holidays, and just the overall early months of this year, we have had a couple of episodes which haven't been straight up a part of a larger story, with all these seeds being planted and all these things being set up and everything like that. But we are now moving into the main middle portion of the season, which will have things sort of, present themselves and unravel as we hopefully dive into another graphic novel or story arc, whichever way you want to call it, that is maybe on the level of Armageddon or just somewhat close to it. If it's just somewhat close to it, I'll be happy, as that, of course, was a pretty damn strong start to the season. Now, in this video, we're going to be going over the first piece of promo material that has come out for episode 10 for this season, which is otherwise entitled Reckless, and it carries on from elements that we have seen in some previous descriptions or synopsises for episodes, and as of a few days ago, also a trailer for an episode. Now, just a side note before we get into things properly, Superman and Lois has been taking breaks every now and then, and they actually have another break on the first week of April, which is actually the week that this episode airs. And people have been wondering and asking me if The Flash is going to be taking breaks as well. And at least up to this episode we're going over today, there are no breaks between now and then. But it's important to remember that The Flash, was gone for so long. It was gone for like 3.5 months or something like that. So it would be like very weird if they were going to go on a break so soon after coming back from that long break. Like, it'd be ridiculous. I would not be happy, and I'm sure anyone watching would not be happy. Also, another side note, it seems that The Flash is pretty much confirmed to be upped from 18 episodes, like it was said at the beginning of the season, up to 20, because they actually updated the filming schedule for the show, and they moved it ahead like 3 weeks. I think it was meant to end the end of March or something like that, this season, or right at the beginning of April. Now it's ending filming on April 25th. So it does appear that we are getting 20 episodes this season rather than the original 18 that was announced, ages ago. So awesome, 2 extra episodes. But yeah, of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various theories, predictions, opinions, everything like that. I'm always curious to read what you guys are thinking, especially about what we go over in this video and this synopsis for all of this, because there's especially one thing that I'm curious to see what people are thinking. And of course, throughout the video, be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and you're looking forward to everything that we talk about in this video, and just show your support. It always helps. But yeah, here is the synopsis for episode 10 of The Flash Season 8, aka Reckless. Barry's desire to keep Team Flash safe is tested when Frost recklessly, there's the title of the episode, courts danger as she tries to stop the Black Flame. Meanwhile, Iris tries to help a teen girl reunite with her mother, but unintentionally does more harm than good. So yeah, as I've said for a couple of weeks now, as we've been getting these descriptions for various episodes that are coming up and as they're being released, I believe that this week's upcoming episode, which is episode 8, otherwise called The Fire Next Time, will be the maybe official start or unofficial start of the next graphic novel, though out of the gates throughout the episode, it could, still feel like your standard filler episode or side episode, and it mainly has to do with this, metahuman with fire abilities that is causing issues for the Flash, Team Flash, and just, Central City as a whole. In this week's episode, we have Jaco Birch returning from season 4, and of course, back, when we last left him, he had fire meta abilities and everything like that. And now there is a murderer out and about in Central City killing people with fire powers. So of course, he is going to be a major suspect, if not the main suspect. But most of the promo stuff that has come out does a good job at nudging us and saying, or at least hinting that it wasn't him, and that there's a larger or another force at play out there. So it will be interesting to see what they do in this upcoming episode if that is the case, and then how it connects to the episodes leading up to this one we're about to dive deeper into with that synopsis. But of course, the synopsis does start off with, it talking about Barry's desire to keep Team Flash safe, which of course brings up the question of, were they attacked? Was anyone injured, or maybe even worse? And also, who the hell attacked them? Now, I don't think it takes too much thinking to believe that it would be this mysterious fire metahuman that is out and about in Central City that is causing issues, that has now taken aim at them. But then again, it could maybe be someone or something higher up on the food chain, if you want to call it, that has taken aim at Barry and Team Flash. And I will come back to that food chain comment later on in the video when relevant. But of course, the synopsis does go on to say that this desire by Barry to keep Team Flash safe is tested by Frost when she goes after someone called the Black Flame. And as we've seen thanks to the promo images that have come out for the next episode, Frost is tagging alongside Barry, as the Flash, when he is looking into all this stuff that's going on with his fire metahuman and all these killings that are going on. Which makes a lot of sense, as it's important to remember that Frost is the only one on Team Flash that has proper abilities that can be used in a fight. The only other metahumans are Allegra and Cecile, who would probably just die as soon as they get into a fight, especially with someone who is possibly going around just burning people to a crisp. I mean, I don't think you really want them dying like that. Barry would have a lot of blood and char on his hands. But of course, let's not skip over the obvious. Who the hell is the Black Flame, like the synopsis brings up? Well, there is a comic counterpart called Black Flame, but I highly, highly, highly doubt this is who is actually on the show. And the Black Flame that we are getting on the show is someone maybe a little bit closer to home. But in the comics, Black Flame is otherwise known as Zora V-La, and is a Kryptonian and a Supergirl villain in the comics, who just has the same powers that your general Kryptonian gets once they're on Earth, like we see with Superman and Supergirl and anyone else that comes to Earth and gets exposed to the yellow sun. So yeah, nothing special, and I don't see why the hell the Flash would be using this character. And this is also a really obscure character, so the use of Black Flame might be more of a descriptive name rather than anything else. So maybe whoever this Black Flame is on the Flash, like literally has black fire or something like that. Because I just struggled to see the desire that Frost would have to recklessly go out and stop this Black Flame on her own, unless they maybe killed someone close to Frost, maybe Chillblaine. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see in regards to the outcome of all of that, because I just don't understand why Frost would do it if it was just this random Black Flame character from the comics. However, also in regards to that Black Flame stuff, the episode following this one, that being episode 11, aka Resurrection, is the supposed first appearance and episode for this season of Ronnie Raymond. Now, we were told that Robbie Amell, who plays Ronnie Raymond, was back for 2 episodes this season. Now, we weren't sure if they were back-to-back episodes, but it would be sort of surprising if they weren't. But yeah, maybe we get a stinger at the end of this, or a cliffhanger at the end of this episode where it was revealed that this Black Flame was maybe Ronnie all along. And maybe they could do it even like a similar fashion to what we saw in season 1 when Caitlin finds Ronnie. And he's all like homeless and has like the really long hair and he's a bit disheveled and he's all confused and stuff. That could maybe do like a bit of a parallel between that scene in season 1 to maybe Frost finding this Black Flame in season 8. Or maybe another twist associated with Black Flame, but not directly connected, plays into this Ronnie return on the show as well. But of course, we were led to believe that he was dead, and I guess that should stay in like our frame of minds until we actually see him in the flesh again. But I'm sure it will be quite a shock to everyone involved that knew Ronnie when he was alive, when he shows up again, if it's, in the present day. So I can't wait for those potential reactions. Now, obviously the synopsis does also talk about Iris with this teen girl. Now, I have to say it again, is this Tinya Wazo? Because it feels like the episode 8, 9, and 10 descriptions all could have been referencing the appearance of this character. So I wonder if she's maybe in multiple episodes, because it's important to remember when this character was announced, they gave her a character description, which they don't usually do for just random characters coming in for one episode. So maybe she's in multiple episodes and it's like an Iris sub-story that's going on, because one episode she goes to Coast City, and now there's this episode where she is trying to help the girl reunite with her mother, but it just does more harm than good. So maybe this is the Tinya Wazo thing. So maybe it's over multiple episodes, whether it's 2 episodes, whether it's 3, maybe it's 4, I don't know, but maybe it's to give Iris this story of her own while we're having this murder mystery with Team Flash and Barry and all this stuff going on. So maybe that's what's happening, and this Tinya Wazo character is in multiple episodes. But the big question, I think, with this story that's going on with this Black Flame and just everything going on in Central City is there someone else behind this? If so, who is the one behind all of this? Who is the one potentially at the top of this food chain like I brought up earlier? And I think a common one, which I sort of agree, and I've brought this character up before when we just talked about potential villains the show could use. I've seen people messaging me saying, do you think it could be Paradox that's maybe doing this? And it's a good option. I don't think you're going to get the Paradox like in the comics. I think you're going to get like the show's version of Paradox if they want to do something like that. But Paradox is sort of like hell-bent on destroying the Flash's legacy and everything like that. And maybe he could be messing with everyone around Barry and also playing with time which includes dead people from Barry's life or people that died in situations that the Flash was also involved in. So Paradox might not know specifically that Barry is the Flash. However, I think it would be a better reveal if he did know that Barry was the Flash, but just didn't reveal it. Like he didn't use it as like a threat like straight away. Like it was something that Paradox always knew, and it was a tool that he kept close to him. So Barry didn't really suspect anything, and then it's like, hey, I always knew you're Barry Allen. That's how I was able to do these things, but I didn't just show my full hand, if you want to call it, straight away. So Paradox is a pretty cool idea that I do side with, and it would side with like messing with Barry and using like people from the past that were meant to be dead in various elements in time. That would work. Though I don't think it would be like the version we see in the comics and how he looks. I think you'd have to do something different. But I'd be excited to see how they would portray that character on the show, because I think you would have to do him differently. But I think that's the best thing to do on the show, is to portray him a bit differently and maybe give him a different origin and maybe some different motivations as well. But yeah, guys, that's all to go over. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on all this. Do you think the Black Flame is Ronnie? Do you think the Black Flame is someone else? Do you actually think it's the version from the comics? And also Paradox, does that sound like a cool villain I could be using here? Let me know all your opinions down there in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.